Thank you very much. Not just I. I've got Mike here standing by as well. Maybe more for the kitchen than for what we're about to do. But you know Mike on food.
Yeah.
In any case, welcome. It's time for the dailies. Let's let you know what you'd be finding when you open or when you pick up a daily. Thank you, Mike, for joining. I'm going to be starting with the Guardian newspaper. Let's head on to the major headlines here. Poor funding raises concerns for 270 new private universities. The Guardian's got a chart here to show how many universities we might have after coming to a total number of 528, with over 400 of them private. More headlines from The Guardian. Tension in Kano over gubernatorial verdict as Akeredolu Ayeda Tiwa crisis rocks. And under that, Senate laments cyber threats to digital economy, $500 million yearly loss. Court grants Emefiele 300 million naira bail, orders CBN to update TSOs on e-naira. Whatever happened to that? That's really interesting. You can find that on page 4. And over 200 billion naira exchange rate differential pushes the FAC disbursements to 906.96 billion naira. And finally, for The Guardian, Governor Fubara opens 2 world-class health facilities. Mike, I don't know if you're as curious as I am regarding the e-naira. I never know what ever happened to that, especially in this day and age where we're also battling cyber crimes or cyber instances, hacking and all of that. My questions are we ready for the e-naira, quite frankly?
Are we, as you know, that started and failed now. So I don't
Started and failed.
Started and failed. We're trying to, whatever we're going to do, I was trying to resuscitate it, as it were. But look, like you said, the question, the answer is in the question.
The answer is in the question.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
Blowing in the wind, he says. What paper do you have, man?
Okay, let's take a look at Punch.
Yes, please.
Let's look at Punch. And police and NNPP protesters clash. More cloud over judgment. Court APC blame clinical error. NNPP Labour Party insists judgments doctored. Yusuf heads for Supreme Court. That's the second rider underneath that particular headline. Says appeal court lacks jurisdiction to determine party membership. And we can see a picture story there of soldiers and then something like bullet holes and probably cartridges or something. Shells, bullet shells. Fintry intervenes, a soldiers kill inspector in Adamawa. I think that's the size of what that picture story is talking about there. Senate passes MTEF to probe tax waivers under Buhari. Police tear gas protesters shield Oshun CG from mob and 1.2 billion naira fraud. Emefiele gets 300 million naira bail restricted to Abuja. Wow, when your bail is that high. Wow. Okay, we're just above the flag of the paper there. Nigeria junta seals Tinubu and ECOWAS court rules December 7. Fresh naira scarcity hits Kano, Sokoto, Edo orders. FG slashes wage award by 100 million naira labor kicks. I don't know if you've seen this video of the former president talking about how he did his best. It will be up to Nigerians to decide whether that was enough, but that, there was definitely a cabal in his government and, more or less like reflecting.
Former president, yeah?
Former president.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen some videos.
I saw the videos.
Yeah, and then reflecting on all of that. And then people are not so happy.
He raised a very interesting point, however, there. He talked about when he came in and what what he wanted to do was, his focus was supposed to be on corruption. Nigerians didn't want to fight corruption. They wanted to fight him instead. It was like, it's your business after now. It was pretty much.
Yeah, shouldn't it be?
Yeah, I did my best.
That's the concept of leadership. Making people do what is necessary for them, even if they don't want to do it, but you make it happen. I think that's leadership. That's.
Would you say that the current presidency is doing?
It's starting. The administration is a few months old. Hopefully, at the end of the administration, when he's looking back.
Yeah, but just like the former president, do you think the people, like you have said, will let him do that?
That as a leader, you have to find a way to do it. That's leadership. People might not want to do what they need to do, but you have to find a way. It has to be in such a way that at the end, we look at it as the economy improved, as the average man, life for the average man, is it better? No matter whatever you want to say, that's where it comes down to. Is it easier living in Nigeria? Is it easier? Yesterday we were talking about how investments are living. People are living, and even in droves and all of that. We have to find a way to ensure that we have a working, an environment.
That was a concern of the present president as well, saying the Japa syndrome. We've got to take a look at this. Let's move on now to the Nation newspaper, where we have these headlines. First Lady inaugurates market money scheme. Emefiele gets 300 million naira bail. Trial of 191 electoral offense. Suspects to begin. Ebonyi, Edo, Adamawa have highest number of suspects. This also is reiterated on other papers. Appeal court lays to rest Kano judgment, CTC controversy. Clerical error can't invalidate verdict. Party seeks probe. Police disperse protesters in Kano. NNPP takes case to Supreme Court. And at the bottom for the nation, inspector killed and policemen, soldiers clash. Federal government, states, council share 906 billion naira. At the top for the nation, Fasaranti, Falai, others intervene in Akeredolu Ayedatiwa feud. And 2024, 26 trillion naira budget. Federal government targets 7.8 trillion naira loan. And Haruna Musa takes office as Jace Bank MD and CEO. NNPCL allays fears of petrol shortage ahead of the Yuletide. Only last week, we heard news of resurgence of queues in certain states, especially Abuja, hoping that this will not continue until December, because this is normally a yearly
exactly,
thing.
end of the year.
You know. And I would give a personal instance now. If you head on to the Apapa area of Lagos State, as you're driving down Oshodi, from Oshodi to Apapa, now, you can tell when there's something up when it comes to petrol by the number of tankers you see lining the entire length of that road. And as at yesterday, just after Sele, the tankers start. And this is about, we're talking 5, 6, 7 kilometers before Apapa. That's a long stretch. You have tankers.
Yeah.
Now, we'll start with the traffic. It starts affecting the ecosystem there, because you have people parked there for days. They have bodily functions they have to attend to. They bathe and do everything.
The thing they smell the entire road.
Trust me, it is not a beautiful, it is not a nice sight. But this is just some of the small nuances.
Does it?
Oh yeah, it's a terrible.
Are they trying to pick up? They're trying to pick up.
They're trying to go load.
Yeah,
and then bring it back in.
Bring it back and take it out.
So it's mayhem, and I'm hoping that by today or maybe tomorrow that this is all over.
On a normal day, that should be a nerve center where you have a port.
Yeah.
But because of management of movement.
Yeah.
It has become hell for those who stay there.
Yeah.
Anywhere around those kind of areas. Cities are business hubs.
Yeah.
They are converging, hubs where people come in, commercial nerve centers. But that's not the case with Apapa.
Well, that's unfortunate. Let's hope that the fuel situation doesn't get bad anytime before the Yuletide. Well, thank you very much, Mike, for joining for the papers. Thank you very much as well, you fine audience, for sticking around. Let's do a break now. And then when we get back, we've got more interesting personalities in for a Thursday edition of Wake Up Nigeria.